My Bourbon Podcast. I'm your host, Perry. With me in person, it is the Stovetop Stuffer himself.
100% unverified.
It's true.
Yeah.
My kid is crying in the background. I'm having a great time.
Well,
And it's just really good for you to be here.
here we are.
We're back at it. We're back in person. It's been 2 weeks since we recorded last, which feels like an eternity for us.
It always does.
Even if it is week to week, it's just things go crazy and you lose all sense of self.
Yeah, I don't know.
For a little while. But we're back.
We're back, baby.
We're here. It's nice to not have to edit remote video
That sucked.
too.
It's not fun.
It's not my favorite.
Okay.
I prefer this where we're sitting next to each
Oh,
other.
yeah, I
and
do
talking,
too.
You know,
I just didn't know how it worked.
the quality is not as good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
The feels aren't as good.
feels are not as good. He's touching my leg, everybody. But if you want, nope, that's a horrible segue.
If you want to touch
If
Perry's
you want to
leg,
touch us in a particular way, you can go follow us on social media at My Bourbon Pod and at Whiskey Mutant. We are not verified, but I promise that it is us.
yeah.
I am not never mind.
Yeah, just go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can send us. That's a hard cry, man. You can send us questions or comments to thisismybourbonshop@gmail.com. We love to hear from you.
Mm-hmm.
You can leave us a voicemail for the Barrel Ring segment at 859-428-8253.
Mid-drink.
Did not line up last week.
Well, we tried.
We did try. Okay, well, I guess that's over. You can find all of our apparel and merchandise at bourbonshop.threadless.com. It sounded like it, didn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. .com. Why did it come out that way? It's so weird.
That's how it comes out sometimes.
Apparently.
Yeah.
.com. C-O-M. It's so strange. I didn't even mean for it to have, like, it wasn't a bit or anything. I was just...
It's just us.
Yeah, I guess so. That's what happens when we get together.
Rub off on each other? What? Yeah.
What do we've done? Barrel rings.
We've
done
the
email. We've done merch.
Merch.
So I guess the only thing that's left is Patreon. Patreon.com/MyBourbonPodcast for as little as $1 a month, for as little as $5 a month. There is so much bonus content that you can get over there, including one of the wildest stories that I have ever heard in my entire life, coming from my dearly beloved co-host who witnessed some things.
Yeah. Yeah, that is definitely the most Patreon appropriate story that I have to tell.
I will say it is main feed inappropriate.
Yes, very.
So go listen to that.
Yeah.
But we got a couple we got a new patron this week.
Yeah, I know.
And you also sent another one of our patrons who's been around for a little bit to a higher tier.
Yeah,
They upgraded their Patreon subscription.
It was he started using the hacks at the restaurants and the bourbon hacks and stuff, saving money. So you take that money and put it in the Patreon.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah.
So we will talk about them later. We also do have a barrel ring this week. So
is it the same guy trying to be on the pod?
Nope.
Oh, new one.
Yeah. So after the review, stick around for the barrel ring this week.
Yes.
And then as we keep pushing and we get closer and closer, we're a month and a half away at this point from This Is My Bourbon Weekend 2023, which also includes 10 Bib Live with Peggy No Stevens. Eric and Peggy are going to be competing against each other in a pair-off
I'm
for
feeling
everybody.
more confident. I saw a post. She was judging. I mean, I don't know what makes her so good to be a judge. It's like the San Francisco Spirits.
Yeah,
or something.
you could do that.
I mean, but she had so much. I guarantee her palate's just gone for like the next 2 months. So I'm going to definitely win this.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Big words.
Okay, yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Oh, we will definitely see. And you can see it in person here in Lexington, Kentucky as well. If you were here for the meetup last year, it is in the same location. If you heard stories about everything that happened there last year, you know that you don't want to miss out on it. But it's going to be great. We got some new faces that are coming to town.
Yeah.
I got some old friends who are returning as well.
Mm-hmm.
Getting to hang out with people who have traveled the furthest for anything I have ever done just to be a part of it. And that is really, really special and just very cool.
Yeah, there are some VIP packages left where we do stuff Friday night. You'll get a discounted hotel code. And even if you're not on the Patreon, those are available to everybody now. And we're going to do Patreon recordings, which are probably the wilder stuff that we won't, it won't be for the main public. We're going to bottle share and have some food together and hang out the night before.
Now, I think something that has gotten kind of lost in the mix of all of this too is the true difference between VIP Plus and VIP.
Yeah.
Right. So VIP Plus was our chance to offer to everybody a tasting with Peggy the before the live show.
Yeah.
Right. That night before we all get on stage together. That doesn't mean that there's not still going to be a tasting Saturday before the show for the regular VIP.
Oh, no.
People.
Or Friday night, whichever day we do it.
Right.
Yeah.
But last year we had 2 tastings for VIP people. So I want to make sure that we still kind of balance that out.
We're curating a tasting for you guys.
But the VIP Plus is just
adds the Peggy.
It does, and that side of things too. That's not going to us. That's so we can afford to have Peggy. I say that like she's super expensive.
So we can pay for.
We
her
can
expenses.
accommodate.
Yes,
Peggy. Yeah. For the weekend, and I mean it does give you the opportunity too to have something different and special. Like I said, though, those tickets are sold out. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a chance for people to talk to Peggy and
exactly
enjoy it a little more intimate.
But the VIP Plus stuff does still have its own specific thing.
Yeah,
there's just like an hour that those two groups are going to be doing slightly different things that weekend.
Yeah.
So that's the difference.
Everything else is all the same. You're still going to be at the recordings the night before, bottle share, access to the room and all that stuff.
So that's that. I realized this week that we didn't do a good job of clarifying that. And so I wanted to make sure that we took the time to say we're not taking anything away from what the VIP was last year.
No.
It's just
this is just a little
things change and shift, and that's just how it is right now. So, but we want to see you there.
Get the tickets.
You want to come and hang out with us. You're going to get drinks at the live show. If that's the only thing you can make it to, totally fine. There's going to be appetizers. We're going to have some live music before the show starts as well. We're going to have samples of our Lawrenceburg Bourbon Company pick.
You can also,
for
if
everybody.
there are any left, you can, if you pre-pay for them, you can pick them up at the show.
Well, yes. Short answer is yes. But we will have enough available for everybody, even if you don't pre-order.
Yeah.
They will still be there for you to.
What if somebody bought every bottle?
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But I mean, just the live show, $30. You get free food and a cocktail on us. There's a bar that has cocktails and stuff. I mean, that's cheaper than probably going to a restaurant and ordering a cocktail and stuff. So and you get to come hang out. It's just chill. Like, we're just recording the podcast live and we're going to do a pairing battle. Like, you don't want to miss this.
Yeah. So there you go.
There you go. You me blind you?
I would love to get blinded.
Okay.
I can't see.
I have not opened this yet, so I've actually not had this either. So we're going to do this blind. Although I know what it is, I'm not going to tell you anything about it. I want you to see what you can get.
Well, our review I have not tried yet either.
I have not either.
So I'm excited to get into it. But I'll talk about this early, just in case. But when I was checking out at Liquor Barn last night, the guy who was ringing me up said, have you tried this yet? I was like, no, I haven't. We're reviewing it for next week's episode. And he was like, oh, what are you talking about? And I was like, oh, well, it's my show. It's called This Is My Bourbon Podcast. So
haven't you heard of it?
Do you want to check it out?
Oh, I have something for you that I got at the Japanese store in Disney.
Oh, really? What? That's so cool, dude. Thank you. It's Nano Block.
It's a blind bag.
We're going to find out together. I'm doing this right.
Do it. Blind sample, blind bag. It's a toy review now. This is my toy review podcast.
Ooh, it looks like it's Zarbon. Yeah.
Zarbon.
Sweet.
I was hoping it would be somebody that was not the same as like the normal character.
This is all a lot of little pieces.
Yeah, that's a...
Okay, I'm going to wait to put this together because...
Yeah, it ain't just no 2 or 3 pieces that go...
Golly, man. I mean, they're smaller... Okay, for video viewers, it's you can't really see. The lighting's changed. It's smaller than Lego. Crazy. I mean, that thing's going to be... It's going to be like that big.
Yeah.
It's wild.
There's actual size on there. You're about right.
Oh, look at that.
Yep.
Yeah. See? I'm one of the few men who has a good understanding of length and size. Because I'm realistic.
I'm not.
I've lied to everybody.
I'm sorry. I'm coming clean.
Ha ha.
All right. Flying blind.
Well, hello.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay.
That smells toasty. It smells mapley and oaky. A little bit of like baking spices coming through as well. Some cinnamon.
That face.
Whoa.
Oh, wow. That is
finished.
Kinda.
What do you mean kinda?
I don't know. I'll tell you when.
Is it finished or is it not?
No, it's not finished.
Really?
Yeah.
How is this not finished?
Oh, that is like a tres leche. Have you had one of those?
Yeah,
cakes?
yeah.
Ooh, I like this.
I
was actually worried that I wasn't going to like this.
Is this not bourbon?
It's not bourbon.
Is it rum?
Yes.
What rum is this?
This is an 18-year-old rum picked by our friends over at Oak and Thieves, the podcast, BS and Bourbon. I don't know. You can read it all. I don't know what's going on.
Ron is alcohol rum. 80 años. Cast strength. Dang, it is. What is that? Like 131 proof?
Yeah, something like that.
Hey, batch number PR.
PR.
007.
007.
Look at that. Holy moly, that is really good.
18 years. I didn't know if I'd like it. I just took a chance on it because I wanted to have it here for the show.
Ron Izalco rum, inspired by volcano sugarcane in Central America. And it's got a little guy sticking his tongue out at you on the back. That's really freaking good, man. You know, people have been, and this was something that Fred Minnick talked about a couple of years ago at this point. Might have been, it's definitely pre-pandemic when he was talking about it. About what would be the successor for bourbon.
The rum?
And he was saying rum.
And how long ago did they say that?
It was like 2019, I want to say.
I don't think we've hit there yet.
I don't think we have either. No. But, I mean, we're getting there, I think. I think this is an indication that there is something to be looked at.
Yeah. To me, I wouldn't be able to pick up on it that it's rum, just because I don't drink a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
I probably would have thought it was finished.
It definitely has that like maple syrup barrel finished bourbon quality about it, but it's so overly sweet.
Yeah.
Not I don't mean like overly sweet like I can't stand it. It's just not in the same ballpark.
Right.
As Ball House.
Ball House. There you
go. As bourbon is. So cool, dude.
Yeah, man.
I dig that.
Get you a sample bottle.
I'm kind of want Lucy to try it as well.
For sure.
Because it's different.
Sounds good.
So you just got back from Disney.
I did.
And I think that was as good a time as any to ask you the age-old question. What have you been drinking?
What have I been drinking? Okay, let's see. Let's go through the trip here.
Man, well, so good.
Before I got to have any drinks... we got to talk about me just getting through security. So
I'm so excited to hear this story in person because I know your youngest well enough to know like the faces he was making, the way that he said it, just his overall mannerisms during that moment. And strap in.
Yeah. So this was, I'll try to go through it as simple but as detailed as I can. So, originally the trip was going to be me, April, and Addison, my oldest. We're getting our Disney podcast ready and stuff. It's going to be our little Disney trip. Eli had not been feeling well the week before, been going through some stuff. April didn't want to leave Eli. It was a good time for them to kind of get him feeling better.
That was what we were kind of getting at last week as well. I didn't want it. It wasn't my place to say anything exactly.
I'll just say Eli. He's 11.
He's gone through some stuff.
Got some anxiety stuff going on. He just wasn't feeling well, and it wasn't the right time for us to. April didn't want to leave him. I kind of went back and forth, like you go on the trip, I'll go on the trip, whatever. Anyway, it worked out to where now it's me, Addison, and Dash. So Dad and 2 kids. Dash loves Disney, but Dash is not the guy that wants to be out in the sun all day and walking a lot. So I knew it was going to be a little bit of a work to get him to going. But anyway, I didn't think that it was going to start till we actually got in the parks and stuff. Well, so we drop our bag off and we're going through security. And, when you have kids, like their ticket, you have their tickets and stuff. They don't have IDs or anything like that. They ask, who are you with? This is my son, blah, 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 blah. So we get our ticket scanned and we're waiting to go through security. And if you are 13 years or younger, you don't have to take your shoes off for security. Well, Dash sees everybody taking their shoes off. I hadn't had a chance to tell him, don't worry about it. You can leave your shoes on. He has his shoes off. And I was like, whatever, it doesn't matter. So we get up to hand our stuff on the conveyor belt that goes through security. And she was saying, hey, you don't take, and I go, sorry, he wasn't listening. He already took them off. And Dash goes, no, I'm 13. Like laughing. And I go, no, he's only 9 and all this stuff. And the lady looks at me and goes, how old is he? And Dash is laughing, going, no, I'm 13. Look how tall I am and stuff. And I go, he's 9. I was just saying the reason he took his shoes off, he wasn't paying attention. I'm just trying to tell her why he has his shoes off. And she goes, can you let these people go? I need to talk to you.
Unbelievable.
And I go, oh my God.
Unbelievable.
I go, okay. She goes, I need you to tell me, is he 9 or is he 13? I go, he's 9. And she goes, what's his birthday? And I go, 8/20/2013. She goes, okay. And I go, okay. So I get pulled back into security after being pulled. And I get through security and I go, Dash. I was like, you can't joke around with security about your age. I'm like using this as a teaching, like
it's extremely serious, buddy.
They could have thought I was trying to sneak a kid through and like I told them to lie about their age and all this stuff. So here I am. Addison's a nervous wreck because she's already through security on her own. She's watching this happen. And I'm just like, we're not even going to make it. We're not even going to make it on this flight right now. And Dash is like, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I was like, it's okay. We had no longer got my shoes back on, and we turn around. And if you've been to Covington's airport or Cincinnati's airport, you get through security and you start going down escalators. Mm-hmm. Dash thought it would be fun to try to record his phone sliding down the side of the escalator, like the little middle part, where it proceeds to almost get stuck in between this little crevice, and the machine stops, and I pull his phone out really fast, and it goes, and it stops. And I go, we broke the escalator. And I'm like, Dash, what are you doing? He was like, I was just playing around. I go, please stop playing around in the airport right now. I'm mad. And it goes, and it starts back. And so not only have I got pulled aside for questioning,
you almost had to pay.
Now I almost broke the escalator.
$250,000 to replace it.
And Dash's phone almost got smashed into a billion pieces. Yeah. So, needless to say, I need a drink badly. So, okay, we're through that. Everything's calm. If you're at Covington, Cincinnati, they Cork. Is it Cork and Bottle? Is that the store?
Yes.
Cork and Bottle has a little airport area where you can buy bottles from them. They have their picks, but they have a nice selection. So I got the kids' food. They're eating. They're sitting over there watching the phones while we got like an hour to spare. And then I find out that the flight's delayed 2 hours. So I'm like, oh, let's have some more to drink.
Naturally.
Naturally,
the flight's delayed. Not naturally, Eric's going to want to drink more.
Yeah, both are natural.
I know, but it sounded like I was being condescending more than I was like.
I understood.
You know how airplanes are now.
Yeah, so I was like, okay. So I got to have. They had a old 107 pick, a couple years old. It was so good. Then they had a old Beam that they had poured out of the decanter.
Oh yeah.
69, 68.
Is that the one that was in like a larceny bottle?
Yeah. So that was good. And then I said, keep it a little on the cheaper side and give me something that you like yourself. Don't tell me what it is. And he poured me a Russell's Reserve single barrel rye.
Ooh.
Like the rye.
Ooh.
It was really good. I hadn't had one in a while, like the rye.
It's been a minute since I have too.
Really good. So had a couple pours there. Get on the plane. I didn't really have anything on the plane. I didn't need anything at that time. And the flight is only like an hour 20 or something to Orlando. Mm. Well, mid-flight, Dash is I bought him Doritos, and he ends up loosening part of his braces to, like, he's got like this little like spacer appliance that connects from one side to the other. It's out of the way, but now he's loosened it to where it's starting to penetrate into his jaw and he can't eat. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll try to pull this thing out when we get to the hotel. We go, he's fine for a little while. We have dinner and we wake up and it's even worse, and he can't even eat food. So I've not even been here 24 hours, and I am currently on the phone with an orthodontist who's trying to tell me how to pull this thing out. It's not coming out. I go, this isn't going to work. We've not even started the trip, and he is so uncomfortable he can't even eat right now. So I get on Google, and I start typing in orthodontist close to me.
Well, and there's this aspect of it, too, that I think is important that Dash qualified that it needs to be the nicest orthodontist.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. Nice one.
Yeah. So how are you supposed to?
The nice one to me is whoever can help me right now. I don't care if it's the back alley orthodontist. I need this thing out of his mouth and fixed. So
is he nice? Yeah, he's real nice. Just shut up.
So we can enjoy this because I can't have Dash not being able to eat and complaining about this thing. So finally, somebody's like, yes, we can help. And not only this, but this is the resort day. So I've got a reservation at Ohana for brunch that if I miss this, you can't just get in this place.
Yeah.
We were just talking about this in there with Lucy. Like, it's so hard to get in there. So they're like, can you get him here by this time? I was like, I will try. Reservation's at 11:30. It is now 9:30. And they're like, he can get here at 10:30. We can do this. I was like, all right. I told Addison, I was like, start getting ready. You're going to meet us. She's old enough. She knows how to ride the buses and the monorail and stuff. Meet us at Ohana at 11:30. I got to get Dash to this thing. They're going to fix it. For $150, I might say. I got to pay $150. You know, I've already budgeted this trip down to the penny. So not only do I have to pay $150, I have to pay for a lift to and from this place, which was 20 minutes away, which equaled about a $50 lift there, and then another $50 lift back. So
you haven't even gotten into the park.
No.
Almost $300.
Almost $300. After I gave a tip to the
lift. Right. You haven't even paid for breakfast yet either.
No, if I miss it, I get charged $20 per person for not canceling.
That's stupid in and of itself. But
so I'm like, let's do it. Let's go. I don't have any choice right now. Get in the lift. Gets us down there. Traffic is horrible, of course. We get there right at 10:30. They get in. I lucked out because this is the nicest little orthodontist place ever. Like, they finally get in. The orthodontist grabs out a thing of pliers, goes, think, it's out. And that was it.
$150.
$150. This little appliance thing came out. I was like, all right, whatever. I get back in. The Lyft driver, it was so fast. I got the same Lyft driver to take us back. So here we are. Zooming. The guy's like, I was like, yeah. I'm watching the ETA on there. We're like 5 minutes late. I'm texting Addison. Was like, just tell them that we're going to be there. Tell them that you can go ahead and check in. Say we're like 5 minutes away. We make it on time.
Incredible.
And I had to just sit there for a second, and I'm just staring at like the wall. Like there's like characters around, stitches here, like, and I'm just like,
hello, darkness, my old friend.
It's not even started yet. The trip hasn't even started. And from then, though, everything started working out. But for 24 hours on this trip, Dash has almost got me arrested, missed the flight, broke a escalator, and I'm negative like $400 right now, and I've not even done anything.
Oh, my gosh.
So then it kind of turns back into a normal Disney trip. Yes, Dash powered through. We had to take some extra breaks for him and all that, but I got to have some Knob Creek Single Barrel Parks and Resorts. You can see I posted a reel of me pouring that over Mickey waffles. I actually had in the room, I had packed some samples. I had this Stag Junior from that you had, the Total Wine Pick.
Yeah.
Had a ECBP Jack Daniels and a Four Roses. And then I proceeded to get all my usual drinks I get at Disney.
Yeah.
Epcot, I had to get the corn old fashioned with the Wilderness Trail rye in it. Had the jet juice from Olga's Cantina, the Maker's Mark Star Wars drink. And then I had in the room, the gift shop, I usually get Maker's Mark, but they were out, and I enjoyed some Jim Beam White Label.
Nice. Just
by the pool, and it was really good. Nice. Maybe I was just really needing a drink.
It's possible.
But yeah, that's probably the highlights. The kind of the same drinks I always get. I got I had a Buffalo Trace single barrel in Epcot at the American Adventure, which I poured over some bread pudding that they had a special there. I think that's about the highlights. I kind of documented everything if you go to Whiskey Mutiny.
Yeah.
But yeah, it ended up being a good trip towards after the first 24 hours. If you ever need any Disney drinking advice, send me a message. I'll give you all the recommendations.
Yeah.
And how to use apple juice bottles for stuff. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
You've had a heck of a go at it, my friend.
Yeah, I'm probably negative in my bank account.
Probably. Yeah. Best not to check.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to.
I'm not going to look till the card's just totally over so much that it's declined.
Till it's just not working anymore. Yeah. That seems fair. Well, I have not had quite as an adventurous couple of weeks as you have. Lucy's grandfather's been in the hospital, so kind of been on high alert this past week, so haven't really gotten too crazy or anything. Did buy a bottle of Rare Breed for the first time in months.
I see that.
And actually reviewed it last night on my live stream. If you're listening to the podcast in the audio feed, you have the audio from that live stream available too for you. So
I know. I saw those popping up.
Yeah. So back to doing that again. But I did go see the Mario movie, Super Mario Brothers. Now, there's a couple different aspects to this story. Okay. First of all, I had forgotten that I had bought the ticket. and the reason is because I had bought it like a week and a half in advance.
Yeah.
Right. And there had been so many other things that were happening that it didn't even occur to me. And it was really fortunate that I was going out to Hamburg to find something to review for my stream that night. I don't even remember what I reviewed. Yeah, I don't remember what it was that I reviewed.
You were in Hamburg getting something to review.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was that I reviewed, but you can go back and
you're in Hamburg.
Listen to it. But yeah, so I went out to Hamburg, and I get this notification on my phone from the Regal app.
Like, it's me.
No, it was like, hey, you're nearby the theater, and you have a ticket to go see a movie today. I was like, huh?
You're like, serious? This is a joke. So
I look at it, and I'm like, oh, shoot, I completely forgot about this. So I ran into Total Wine real quick, grabbed whatever it was that I was going to review, and just got one of those 200 ml bottles of Turkey 101.
Put in your pocket.
Just to have in my pocket.
Ready to go.
Yeah.
Good plan.
And I get into the theater, and I've got my vest on, and the bottle is like secured in my vest pocket. I've like buttoned it up so that it's not going to show or fall out or anything. And I go, you know what? It's spring break week for Fayette County.
Yeah.
I better check and make sure that there are not going to be a bunch of kids around me at the seat that I chose, which was strategically, apparently, even though whatever, in the very back corner so that I could just
do it. Yeah. Have your
do
own
what you do.
Yeah.
You get your popcorn, you get your water, and then you got your little flask that you're just drinking out of. Everything past the front two rows, completely full. I was like, well, I can't do this now. So what am I going to do?
You need a cup to pour it in.
No.
Oh.
So I told you that this is one of the most Perry things.
We always get the cups to put them in.
I know. Bear with me.
Okay.
I was a little frazzled at this point by the situation that I found myself in. I check in at the front with my ticket on my phone.
Right.
And I'm like frantically looking at the app.
Yeah.
Like, what am I going to do? And I notice that on the second row back from the screen, it's mostly empty.
Yeah.
And I'm so full of like honor that I just didn't want to like pop into a seat and say, I bought a second ticket.
Barry! No! Why are you such a good guy? Why didn't you just...
And it wasn't even that I like wanted to see the movie so badly or wanted to succeed so badly. It was just that I didn't want to inconvenience anybody. I didn't want security.
Why didn't Scary Perry come out at that time? That's the only time I approve of Scary Perry is in a situation like this. What? Perry, you could have went and got a glass of water or something and used the glass and just poured it all in there and just sipped on it. Nobody would have known. You bought an extra ticket.
I bought an extra ticket. Now, it was only like $10.
Still.
I know it's the principle of the thing, but yeah, so I bought an extra ticket so that if like I just didn't want to get questioned.
That's
like I'm so
I
told you.
They're like, well, this if you buy it right now, it's going to be $40 extra. So I don't care.
Just take my money, please. I just don't want to have to deal with questioning. I don't want anybody to say, "What are you doing here?"
Oh. I wish you would have just called me and said, "What should I do?" And I could have walked you through.
I had my mind made up by the time I realized what time of the year it was.
Did you go in first and see who was sitting beside you before you bought the ticket?
No, I didn't.
Did you look up and see who was sitting up there?
No. I just didn't want to take the chance.
What if it was just another adult?
It was not another adult, dude.
How do you know?
Even if it was another adult, it would have been another adult with their children. I was the only adult
drinking too.
I was the only adult in the theater who did not have a kid.
I've been there.
But you know what I'm saying, though? Like,
okay, I know what I'm going to do for you.
Weird guy in the back corner of a theater. He's just got his little flask of turkey. Like, you don't want to put yourself in that situation. And so I did what I thought was best.
I'm going to fix this right now.
I don't know what he's doing.
Give me just
honestly.
A second. I am going to fix this for you. Comes in tomorrow. Place order.
Okay. I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't want to know what you just got. I want to wait until next week's episode.
Okay. I'll just fix your problem anytime this happens.
You're going to surprise me. You're going to surprise everybody else.
Yeah.
With whatever this reveal.
Order place things.
Yes. Okay. Great.
Fixed it.
Eric's fixed my problem.
There you go. Come back next week. See what happens.
Anyway. So there was that. I felt like I did the right thing.
In whose eyes? Did you think if when you sat down and went through this whole thing, you said, "I'm going to tell Eric the story," do you think I would approve of this?
No.
Okay, that's all.
I think I did the right thing from my perspective.
There's so many things we could have done to fix this.
I know.
It would have been better for you to just go buy a small Diet Coke and pour it out in the garbage and then just pour the flask in there.
Do you know how big a small is, though, there? It's the same size as like a medium.
Is it though? Second row?
Is it, though?
That row?
I had a great time at the movie. I thought it was a lot of fun.
You could have asked for a cup of water and they gave it to you for free. I fixed it though. I got this.
Okay.
I got you.
Whatever the fix is.
I got you.
I'm excited to find out.
I got you.
It's a little sign that hangs around my neck that just says, I'm not weird.
I'm a nice guy, I promise. You sign it too, Perry Ritter. I promise. I paid. I'm surprised you didn't find somebody that didn't have a ticket, give you the other ticket.
Oh, I should have done that.
You would have missed the movie. You'd been looking for everybody. You want to go to the movie with me?
Hey. Hey, I got free tickets. I promise get out of the movie.
I promise we're not sitting together.
You're not really going to the movie with me. You're just taking my ticket to the movie.
I like to think that somebody's using something I gave them. It makes me feel good inside.
No, okay, but here's the thing, too. I had more fun sitting there on the second row by myself watching the movie than I would have if I had gone up to that back seat in the corner and there was a little kid next to me shouting and yelling and you know, the entire time.
But think of the parent that looks down and sees a grown-ass man by himself in the second row.
I know. But I'm not like, okay. But at no point was I like looking back and going like, "Hey, you see your kids like this?"
You don't have to.
But you know what I mean, though? Like, I wasn't being weird about it. I was just there.
I mean, you could have,
What's weird about me just being...
There's nothing weird.
Actually, you know what? As the words were coming out of my mouth, I started to hear it.
You could have easily been a dad sitting by himself because his kids wanted to sit down here by themselves and watch the movie.
Yeah.
No, up in the top, not in the front.
I don't want to do that either. Then I have to awkwardly walk out without my child.
I ain't gonna know. Ain't nobody, I guarantee ain't nobody in that theater caring other than getting their kids out of there without popcorn being spilled everywhere.
That's completely fair.
Yeah.
I just made the split decision. Well, not split decision. I made the game time decision that I did.
You made Good Perry versus Scary Perry, and
I chose Good Perry.
You chose the high ground.
Yeah. So you do think I did the right thing?
No.
It was only $10 more.
Okay. That's a lot of money these days.
You're right. I still did what I thought was right in the moment.
As long as you walked out thinking you did the right thing and you had a good time at the movie, I'll say that's the best decision.
That is what happened.
Okay. Then I will say you made the best decision.
At no point was I like, man, I really wish that I was sitting up in the top row in the back corner watching this movie so I could swig from my wild turkey flask.
Okay. I fixed it. I got you. Got you.
Is it I don't even want to know. I don't want to.
I got you.
I don't want to make wild guesses or anything.
I got you.
We are it's just insane. We are running, unfortunately, a little bit shorter on time today than we normally would be at this point in recording. So I had a topic planned. I'm going to save it for next week. We will get to it. I figure that we just go ahead and hop into this review.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
It's a me. In the corner.
Yeah, we're going to review.
It's a me in the corner. It's me in the top
spotlight
row, drinking out my flasky.
Trying to watch the movie.
Trying to watch the Mario movie, but I'm too nervous.
And not getting weird looks and glances from the parents who are in the crowd with me.
Guarantee half those parents had something in their cups too.
Okay. But I was a parent who wasn't there with my kid.
You know how many anime movies I've walked into by myself, and there's parents. That's even worse, probably. That's not even a popular movie, and they're like, "What's this guy doing here?"
Okay,
what are we doing?
We are reviewing Green River Kentucky Straight Wheated Bourbon Whiskey.
Ooh, weedy.
90 proof, $35 a bottle, just like the rye bourbon. Pause for cork pop. America. Nothing about age, I don't think. But I do think that it's supposed to be about 5 years old.
Nice. Same bottle as the other one.
Same bottle shape, man.
I love the little horseshoe on the bottom.
Love it. Now I'm just offsetting the disagreement part by agreeing with everything that you say. So that
Yep, you're like, yep, sure, same thing.
Yep, you're right. It does definitely taste like manure.
It tastes like they took this off the horseshoe. All right. So Green River.
We've had a good track record so far with the new brand.
So they are part of...
Look how off-center the label is.
Yeah, somebody was off on that.
Yeah.
So they're part of Bardstown Bourbon Company? Something like... What's that whole thing?
The whole thing is that...
Underneath their umbrella or something?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Under my umbrella.
We did a whole episode on it.
I know. I was trying to refresh.
I can't remember.
I know.
Go back and listen to it and then come back here, I guess. Or just wait. What? Bad?
No, not at all.
Oh, that's a weeder.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. That's why I gave it the...
Cherry syrup, man.
I was going to say definitely a cherry forward soda.
You know, I got to be honest with you. The nose is so similar to Special Reserve.
Very much.
I mean, they're almost identical.
I agree. Yeah.
I like it. All right.
Cheers.
Cheers to weird decisions made in the moment.
Ooh. That finish.
Oh, the finish is spectacular.
That's a red sucker, like the one with the bubble gum inside of it.
Dare I say, it's smooth.
I will say that for sure.
But when I say smooth in this context, though, I there's not a lot that is going on the palate.
It's all finished.
It's just kind of like a sugar coating.
Nothing up
and then
front.
It goes to the finish.
Nothing up front, and once it starts to get the back of your tongue, it is a sugary red sucker. And it's like the blow pop one, like like you're getting ready to get that bubble gum in the middle.
Wow.
How much was that?
$35.
All right, I love the nose.
Love the nose, love the finish. The palate is just fine.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. I don't think that they were going for anything with this particular expression that would have made people feel like they were reinventing the wheel.
Oh, yeah.
I would say this is an arguably very safe bourbon.
Yeah.
It's comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
You know, which actually kind of all goes into how I feel about the Mario movie, too.
When you finally got to that seat and you're like, okay, I'm comfortable. I can enjoy
it. It was
this.
Safe.
Yeah.
It didn't take a lot of risks. But I think in some capacity, especially with the offerings that we have today for bourbon, we're not always looking for something that is going to completely reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
I
think we need that. Yeah. I think we need to find new things that doesn't break our bank and we can put it in the kitchen and be like, I just want a regular old pour. I don't care if this gets finished or whatever. I think we tend to forget those things sometimes.
Yeah. And I think this is in that category of like the new guard of affordable daily drinkers, kind of, that could be on everybody's bar cart or on your counter.
Yeah.
And just ready to go, ready to grab. I'm a fan, man.
I like this.
I am quite a fan. Saying that, it smells like Weller Special Reserve it doesn't taste like it.
No.
They are in very different ball houses for sure.
Yeah.
But in and of itself, I do think that it will satisfy the Weller drinkers, the Weller seekers. I guess.
Yeah. I think if you really are in tune with like the palate of Weller and you're not really looking to just have a bottle that you can impress with or put on your shelf or take a picture of, and you really like the taste of Weller, not the fact that, hey, it's Weller, I got to get it. If you enjoy the taste of Special Reserve, this can fill that until you find another one or something like that.
Yeah, I think too you actually touched on something that's really interesting to me. This is something that is like for you. Like this is a bottle that you kind of have like a personal relationship with. Not that you're trying to like hoard it and keep it from everybody else.
Yeah.
But, you know, you're not really breaking it out to be like, there's this huge new special thing, or, you know, you've not had wheated bourbon until you've had Green Rivers.
Right.
You know, so there's all these different aspects to it and qualifiers and whatnot. But I mean, I think it's worth it to take a chance on it too, especially if you're a fan of wheated bourbons. That finish is so good.
I love the finish.
Sorry, it hit me again. There's a lot of like citrus and almost like a really cakey bread.
Yeah.
Like banana bread without the banana flavoring. Like it's got that sponginess.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that.
To it. It's wild. It's so different. But it is still safe.
Yeah.
It's not throwing me for such a loop that I'm trying to justify anything about it. But
I could pour this up for a friend of mine that doesn't like a lot of bite.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and tease this as well. Like I said, I had a topic planned for this episode, and it just you gotta fly by it was story time.
Yeah.
The topic for next week's episode is going to be: let me find the right way to phrase this. Are we making excuses for our daily drinkers based on price? You see what I'm saying? Like, even if it's not the thing that I would enjoy daily.
Am I just trying to justify it because of the price?
Exactly.
Okay. Ooh, okay, I'll think about that.
Yeah. Joseph Brazo brought it up on the live stream last night, and I thought that would be a really interesting topic of conversation. So, Eric, let's put this through the paces of nose, palate, finish, and price. Category is out of 5. Final score is out of 20. What are you giving the nose on this bad boy?
3.5.
Same here.
I think this is a great nose. I think
it's a fantastic nose.
I think it, like you said, it screams weeder. It screams, hey, if you like Special Reserve, hey, I smell like Special Reserve. I think it dips when I go to the palate.
I even just did a little Kentucky Chew with it. And it didn't do a whole lot. It brought out a little bit of the alcohol burn, the ethanol. But overall it's a pretty it's a pretty tame and smooth palate. Somebody get that cow out of here. It's
oh, that'd be a funny shirt.
It's the smooth cow.
That would be a funny shirt. Make it happen.
We're gonna make it happen.
Smooth.
Yeah. Be a fun sticker too.
Yeah. Oh, and it's just like the cow face, and it says smooth, and it says like, "This is my Bourbon Podcast."
Yeah, exactly. I love it.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Corner shirt right there.
I'm not like opposed to the palate, but I'm not going. I really am just over the hill about it or anything. 2.5.
I was gonna say a 2.
Yeah, I was bouncing back and forth, but you know, it is. very middle of the road. There's not a whole lot that is swaying me one way or another.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
2.5. 2.5.
Finish,
though. Holy moly. It could go all the way.
It almost went all the way. I gave it a 4.5. I think every bit of this flavor comes out right on the end of the back end of your tongue down into the finish. Yeah. It's a bubble gummy, cherry, suckery, candy thing that everything you missed on that initial drink on the palate comes out in the finish.
Yeah. It is a 4 for me.
Okay.
That like overly sweetness about it within the context of the finish is not my favorite thing. I do prefer darker flavors, but I am willing to accept and admit that there is something that is going on with this finish that is very notable.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm standing with it, but it's solid, man. It definitely fills a void too that some more like affordable wheated bourbons that we've lost along the way a bit.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of filling that hole.
I would pick this up over Larceny every day of the week.
I don't know if I have a good answer for that. I just
know how much I don't enjoy Larceny.
So I know that there is like, and I haven't had just a regular bottle of Larceny in a while. The first one that I ever got was at our Stock the Bar party before we got married. Somebody was just like, yeah, that's a Larceny.
Larceny, babe.
All right.
There you go.
But I remember liking it a lot. So I just have to go back and re-examine it and see if because it's not just you. It like the Bourbon Junkies just came out and said that it was one of their like beginner bottles that they regret saying was a good beginner bottle.
Yeah, I don't know. It was one of those bottles where when I hadn't tried it.
We're going to do something different next week.
Okay.
We're going to do, because we haven't really done one in a while, we're going to do a blind flight. We are going to do Makers, Green River, Larceny, and Weller.
I like this. Improvement. I want to eat my words or something. Larceny's going to be the best.
Yeah.
Something like that. Okay. I like this. I like it.
So there we go.
Okay.
We're going to talk about our daily drinkers, and we're going to have a flight fight.
Ooh.
Sorry, Chen, sir. A blind flight.
This is my blind podcast.
Of some weeders.
Okay, let's do it.
So
I'm ready.
There we go. That's the only way that I am willing to convince myself one way or another if I like a particular bottle.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So there we go. We'll get to it. $35 though. Maybe you do like Larceny, which you can get for $25. $10 cheaper. As was established by Eric earlier, $10 is a lot of money in this day and age.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that does kind of like creep into, you know, does this fall within the daily drinker affordable category? Is it worth it for everything that's going on within the bottle? I would say for the most part, yes. Kind of matching the price at $35. I'm going to give it a 3.5.
Me too.
Hey.
I did. I think that's a great price for this. I would not regret paying that. Would it be nice to see it at that Larceny price? Where
I think it would be more appropriate.
Yeah.
Even at $30. I think that would probably be a better
smidge cheaper, but I'm not mad about this price.
Now, going off of just recollection, would you prefer this over their rye bourbon or the rye bourbon over the Wheater?
God, I feel like I had more good things to say about the rye bourbon.
I have to agree.
Yeah.
I have to agree. I don't even remember because, I mean, we did review it.
We did. It was back last year when it first came out.
I don't know. It actually might have been around this time last year too. I don't remember exactly what we said about everything, but everything to do with the rye bourbon. Excuse me.
We were impressed.
But we were very impressed, and I have had it since. I remain impressed. And I just think it's a better bourbon than this is. But the thing is, they're at the same price.
Yeah. I gave this a 13.5 overall.
I think you and I wound up with the same score.
I think one went more and one the other. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it evened out.
Yep.
Eventually. So, yeah, I mean, I recommend it.
I do too.
I think it's if we're talking about something like the Derby coming up, I think this is a fun like bottle to make cocktails with.
Well, yeah, especially the horseshoe on the bottom of it.
Oh yeah, well, duh. Maybe that's why I'm thinking Derby too. But the sweetness here is going to complement the sweetness of something like a mint julep. Mm-hmm. And it's just going to be a sugar bomb.
And it's going to be perfect for those people who aren't the big bourbon nerds and stuff. They can have you can pour them a little bourbon.
Exactly.
I agree.
So that's that.
Yeah.
We got us a barrel ring this week, Eric.
Do I know who this is?
No.
Okay. I was trying to get prepared.
I mean, you know the person.
Yeah.
But you don't know that they are the one who is sent in.
Gotcha. Okay.
The thing this week.
Yeah, and if for some reason this is your first time listening, this is the Barrel Ring segment. We have a number, 859-428-8253. You call that number, you leave a voicemail, we'll put you on the show and we'll reply back to you. You can do anything you want. You can say, hey, you can give a review, you can ask us to review something, you can ask us a question, whatever. You're on here. You're basically the third host for about 30 seconds.
All right. Don't look at the transcription for this one. I want you to just respond on the mic or looking into the camera, whatever. Here we go.
Okay.
All right, Eric.
Oh, boy.
You called me out. You want it. You got it. Now Bill and I are kicking you in the nuts.
What?
Because he's my ride. So we ride together, we die together. This is my Bourbon Weekend 3 LBC. See you there. Love you guys. Bye.
Tony Bag of Donuts, everybody.
What did I call him out for?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Listen here.
That episode with Swan got a little rowdy.
Yeah, but then what? When did he send this?
Last night.
So he's had... Did I say something in the last episode about it?
No.
Well, he sent us the snack that we paired. Did I say something in that?
No. Oh, maybe you did.
You know what? I
bet you did, actually.
Whatever
now I
said, I meant. And if I've got two dudes coming for my nuts, then there's two dudes that I'm taking down. And they're going to go down, if you know what I mean. Because I know moves. And I know stuff that you can do to make people moan in pain. So, yeah, you can do whatever you want. But I guarantee you'll regret it the next morning. That's all I'm saying. Come at me. I don't care if somebody else calls in and does a barrel ring, says they're going to kick me in the nuts too. I'll take everything to my nuts. Okay?
How much of this do you want me to leave in?
Whatever you want. You can leave it all. I'll take it all. I want it all.
I want it all.
I want it all or nothing at all.
I want it all.
Give it to me.
I want
Bring it.
all. And I want it now.
Now. Or later when the weekend's up. Buy tickets. If you want to kick me in the nuts. If that's what it takes to get you here, come try.
We're going to have a dunking station, but instead it's a nut. I almost said a nutting station. That's just called a glory hole.
That's the extra room we got planned for you guys. The nutting station. Yeah, Tony, I don't care. Bring it on. Somebody else wants to ride with Bill. You know, all of you ride together. You come for my nuts. I'll be ready.
There you go. Heard it here first, everybody.
Yeah.
Tips and... Oh, wait. High proof hot takes? I don't have anything.
I don't really have anything. Nothing I feel the need to.
I'm kind of emotionally drained.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good right now. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff. I mean, people.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, your voice matters. And speak up to your representatives and congresspeople.
There you go. Yeah.
This was one of the worst weeks that we've had in Kentucky in recent memory. And could have been prevented.
Yeah.
Could have been prevented. So that's that. Tips and bits.
Tips and bits. I watched a show recently that I think is amazing.
Yeah.
It's called Beef.
Oh, everybody's been talking about Beef. Everybody says it's wonderful.
It is so good. This is a A24 TV series on Netflix starring Stephen Yun. And
is that what you're looking for?
yes. And oh my gosh. Her name is slipping my mind right now. She is a comedian. She's a female. Ali Wong. I can't believe I figured. But anyway, Beef is it's a show on Netflix that it's an all Asian cast and they absolutely kill it. There's a few random other people, but it's an all Asian cast. It's written by a guy that he helped write things for Always Sunny. He's wrote stuff for Dave.
Snap.
He's done different things. But this show is an emotional roller coaster.
Great.
It goes from comedy to action to sad to more comedy, and it's all over the place. But it's basically about two people who interact for the first time in a road rage incident. Like a, hey, you almost hit me, the person got mad, beeped, flipped them off, and then they basically, it goes from there to they are out to get each other, and they go to some of the most extreme things to make each other miserable.
Wow.
And their families end up getting entangled into this, and you start learning how bad of people these two people are till it kind of ends. I'm not going to give any spoilers to them, coming together in some sort of way. It hits on so many levels. There's things that pop up that like people our age would understand that maybe somebody else would. One of the sandwiches that they talk about in there is the original chicken sandwich at Burger King that I thought was
You've recommended that recently.
Yeah, the long one.
Yeah. We talked about this on this podcast.
Yeah, it's in there.
The serendipity.
Yeah. The brothers, one of the brothers, they're adults at this time. They're living together, and they do a thing where like they're doing like a dunk contest on like a Nerf goal. I don't know how many times that me and like friends have done that. Like, you slide on a couch and you got to roll here and then you shoot it and then you got to make it. It's so good. But like the comedy in it's great. The soundtrack, every episode ends with like a song that you would recognize and it fits perfect. I don't want to go into any like storyline details other than it starts out with a simple road rage incident and ends in the most extreme events that you can see on a show that you would never think would. Watching it from the first episode to how it ended, you would never think that I would do that.
Interesting.
It seriously 11.
It's A24.
Yeah, A24. The good stuff A24 is doing, and that's exactly what I'm here for. 11 out of 10. Highly recommend.
Did you watch Megan? Did we talk about this?
We haven't talked about it, but I've watched it.
But you have watched it. Yeah.
It's interesting.
I liked it.
I thought it was entertaining.
I haven't watched the unrated cut.
Yeah, the part of the horror fan of me wanted to be like, I want to see this be like Chucky and stuff like that. But for what it was, I thought it was pretty decent.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm going to recommend. They're all the other shows we've been following and stuff that I'm going to wait. Mando's being great and all this stuff.
This week's episode of The Mandalorian was unbelievable.
Yeah, I have one gripe about that.
Please don't say it's what happened with Grogu.
Kinda.
Oh no!
But
I know your brain too well.
Yeah, you know me.
Yeah. So I guess, as I said earlier, I saw the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
It's me.
it's not perfect by a long stretch. And it is so built for parents to take their kids to, which I did not. And
don't worry about it.
Yeah, I know. But if you are taking your kids to see it, you are giving yourself the opportunity to be very nostalgic.
Yeah.
And it makes you want to go back and just play Mario games.
Which one you walked out? Which one were you like, I want to play this Mario game?
I think Odyssey was the first one that came to mind. Odyssey, 3D World, 3, Super Mario Bros. 3.
Okay.
Original Super Mario Bros. And then after that, probably Super Mario
64?
World. 64, I didn't get a whole lot of nostalgia for watching it.
Oh, that's...
I do love that game, though.
Yeah.
But, well, okay, to be fair, though, I didn't play it much growing up. I played it maybe twice growing up. And so I didn't just go... it's not something that I remember fondly in a way that like calls back to my childhood.
Yeah.
All of my emotions and memories and thoughts and feelings for 64 are wrapped up in my adulthood.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I still love that game, man. I don't know how many times I have just started that game just from scratch. Even now, I'm like, oh, I want to play it. I want to play some Mario 64.
I want to throw that penguin off the ledge.
Speaking of video games, I finally got through with my second playthrough of Breath of the Wild. I came into that game late anyway, and I just took a second go at it and immersed myself even more in it than I did the first time.
Yeah.
Which was really rewarding. Just one of my favorite video games ever.
Good. So good.
Probably my favorite Zelda game, even above Majora's Mask. But I love Majora's Mask. I don't know. I'll figure it out on my own. But I've been doing it, building up to Tears of the Kingdom coming out.
Yep.
And the final trailer for Tears of the Kingdom came out this week, yesterday, I think.
I saw stuff, but I ain't watching it.
If you don't want to be spoiled about this game,
yeah, I'm not.
Don't watch this trailer.
I'm not.
But I will say it was one of the best video game trailers I've ever seen.
Killing me.
Go back and watch it after you've played the game.
Okay.
I mean, just so you can understand like the hype of it.
Yeah.
You know, just to know what I'm feeling right now.
Yeah.
A month before the game is going to come out. So.
Okay.
Oh, and Auntie Donna, the Australian comedy troupe that I've talked about for years and love. They have a new show that's only in Australia. You can watch it if you have a VPN. So yeah,
cool.
It's good.
Do you know what you don't need a VPN for?
Supporting the show on Patreon.
Exactly.
Wow, I'm learning.
For as little as $1 a month, you can just help us out. For $5, you get all the uncut stuff, all the bonus episodes. We're doing a lot more. It's going to be a little different coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I just told one of the craziest stories that ever happened to me on Patreon. So if you want to hear that, and I even called in a friend to confirm all this stuff because it is so crazy, and he's on the Patreon with us this week. So go to patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast, support the show. It's where you'll get all the updates, all the first chances to get barrel picks, which we have one coming up. And that was the first place to get tickets to the live show. Live show tickets are live. They are $30 for Saturday only. That gets you in, gets you a sample, gets you a free cocktail, gets you food, and you get to watch us pair with Peggy, where I'm feeling pretty confident these days. So I ain't scared. But Peggy No Stevens will be there. We're going to be pairing off things. There's going to be a lot of faces you recognize, special judges, everything. Get those tickets if you want some VIP stuff. Why is Kentucky for Kentucky calling me? What the heck? Kentucky 4K.
What the heck?
What the heck?
What the heck is that?
Leave me a voicemail.
What's that? What's that over there?
You can go to the link in the description. We've got it posted on Instagram, but buy some tickets. Some VIP tickets are still there. We want you there. We want to hang. We want to do all that stuff with you. If you want to send us an email, ask some questions about the live show, sure. Ask us to review something. Send us an email to thisismybourbonshop@gmail.com. If you want to get some merch and apparel, bourbonshop.threadless.com. We already went through it, but we have a phone line. You can call in and leave a message. 859-428-8253. You leave a voicemail, we'll play it, we'll reply to you. And then just tell people about us, spread the word, all that stuff. Share us on social media. You can follow me at Whiskey Mutant. You can follow Perry at PRitter1792. You can follow the show at My Bourbon Pod, pretty much on everything. Join the Facebook group. Answer a few questions. We'll be on there. We're posting updates all the time on there. And I heard we had some new Patreons
we do.
Stuff going on there.
I even said this to remind myself, and I kind of forgot.
Well, I was thinking of the other day when I was talking to him, and it kind of slipped my mind too.
Yeah. We get a new patron.
Okay.
Jordan Ferguson.
Jordan Ferguson?
Wait, hasn't
Jordan's been on there before? Did he come back?
Your patron for 2 years? Jordan, did you drop off at some point?
Maybe he came back. Yeah, I saw Jordan the other day. He's got a new baby. He was buying some...
We've talked about Jordan recently.
Yeah. Yeah, he's buying baby food.
So am I.
Yeah. He went to Kroger. Saw him in Kroger. He was buying a special Easter baby food because it's Easter just passed. So I looked at Jordan. I said, hold up. I know that baby food looks enticing, but give the baby a real meal. Go to the Kroger deli and grab every little thing that they have there. They have the ham, they have the potato salad, they have all this, and make it yourself, man. Blend it all up, put it in a little jar, and feed it to the baby.
Oh, he got the meat lovers special baby food.
Yes.
Okay.
He did it. Called me. Said the baby had a growth spurt the next day. Miracle baby.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he said, thanks so much. I'm going to do something to make myself pop back up on the Patreon.
Truly does move in mysterious ways.
Yeah. So thanks, Jordan. And hope the baby's doing okay and everybody's good.
Hope so as well. And we also have a upgraded patron, Matthew Bergmeyer.
Oh, Bergmeyer. Funny thing about Meyer, I met him at Meyer.
Did you know?
Yeah.
At the meat counter?
No.
Oh.
Parking lot.
Oh.
Some guy was selling steaks out of the back of his truck. And I said, you know what? A little low on cash from Disney. 5 steaks for $1. Taking a chance. Guess who was there?
Matthew.
He looked at me and he goes, you know what? I've been doing some food hacks. Been doing some bourbon hacks y'all have been suggesting. And I decided to save some money and buy 4 or 5 steaks for $1 because I want to up my pledge on Patreon. And I said, dude, we think alike. 3 days later, we messaged each other. We were both sick. Whole family was sick.
From the steaks?
$5 steaks are not good.
But
we made it together. And here he is, Patreon. And he's getting all the stuff. All the good stories and everything like that. So yeah, we got sick together due to a meeting of in the Meyer parking lot buying dollar steaks. So
life truly is a mystery, folks.
It is.
But it's no mystery that we appreciate you listening.
We do.
And that you constantly support us every week.
We do.
It means a lot.
We appreciate you.
Next week, big wheated blind flight.
Big wheaty blind.
Bourbon.
BWB, baby.
And we're going to be talking about our daily drinkers and why they are our daily drinkers. So
tell us your daily drinkers. Put it in the comments of the show right now.
Or leave us a barrel ring.
Yeah.
And we will respond to it. We'll see you guys real soon. Until next time, though, I'm Perry.
I'm Eric.
And this is my Bourbon Podcast. How long are we going to hold this for?
I broke.